What up? What's up, guys? Back with another live stream. It's Thursday morning. I was supposed to ride outside today, but the weather's pretty bad, and so I decided on short notice to do my training indoors. So I quickly set up my live stream stuff, and I'm gonna do a 3-hour training on the indoor trainer. 3 hours is a long training. Normally outside the time goes pretty quick, but indoors it's always a little harder. So I'm going to be starting. I'll show you the way I set up. I have all my devices paired, which is connected through Bluetooth on my phone. And then I'm going to select my workout. This comes from today's plan, which is the platform that my trainer uses to provide me training on. So this is the training I'm going to do today, 3 hours, 18 minutes. It will be a warm-up, and then 5-minute blocks with sweet spot, with some rest, 10 minutes, then more easy endurance, and then 8-minute sweet spot with 4 minutes rest, and then a half an hour easy. Long training, so if you guys have the time, you can watch me or you can look back. This is what I'm going to do today. I'm going to pick a route. The big loop seems like a fun loop because it goes all the way across Watopia. And we can always change it while we go. So if you want me to go left or right somewhere after I completed this big loop, let me know. And if you can join me, then it would be very cool. I have a lot of I have a lot of water. I just need to grab a towel, and then I'm going to be starting the ride. All right, here we go. Okay, we've got somebody from Czech Republic, and not sure where the rest of you guys are coming from, but let me know in the comments. Portugal, Poland, somebody from Denmark, Australia, Hong Kong. We've got the whole wide world on the live stream. What up? Kuan Hao from Hong Kong, what's up? Yeah, guys, I just uploaded the video of Hong Kong. So if you want to check that out in between me live streaming, just go to my videos in my video section and check that video of Hong Kong. We were riding up to Long Tao Island, very cool island, to the Big Buddha. And I made a video riding with the Rafa Cycling Club there in Hong Kong. It was a very cool ride. We've got somebody from Rotterdam. We've got California in the house. Long Beach, England, Ireland. Everybody's here. Who's going to join me on Zwift? Let me know. We'll be riding together. Guido's back. 3-hour training. It's going to be a long time. Belgium in the house. 3 hours is a long time, but you gotta do what you gotta do. And really the weather outside at the moment is pretty bad. So if you want to know what kind of training I'm doing, on the left side of the screen, in the top, you can see what's coming up. I'm in ERG mode, so everything is worked out by the computer. Just need to spin my legs. The weather's been great in California. Yeah, I know. That's why I go there. And that's why I try to go there as much as I can, because I can just ride outside. Don't have to spend hours and hours on this indoor shit train. Aaron wants to know what are the screens in front of their bike. You mean the other riders in Zwift? It looks like they have a screen in front. I think that's a sort of a display in which zone they're riding, because you can see colors. So sometimes the screen is red, means they go really fast. Or it's green or blue or gray like mine. Not sure if it appears at everybody or just the people that are in ERG mode or whatever, but that's the screen. Andrew, go riding outside, mate. If it's sunny, you need to catch that sun. What was the climbing distance from the Hong Kong video? You mean the elevation? Check my STRAVA. It says, I can look it up. I think it was like 2 or 3,000 meters. Elevation gain was 1,300 meters in the Hong Kong video. Aussie, Aussie, Aussie. Oi, oi, oi. Robert Owen wants to know when the next Q&A is. I'm really sorry. I've been late on the Q&A video. I skipped a month, I think. Let me tell you, I'm very busy at the moment. I'm flying back to Hong Kong tomorrow, so no time to shoot any videos. But after that, I'm going to be on a holiday in Lanzarote for 10 days. And that's where I'm going to shoot the new Q&A. So regular questions, just put them in the Q&A video. And I'll shoot my Q&A on Lanzarote. Do I train or ride every day? Not really, because there's a lot of days I cannot train with my working schedule. I'll be either sitting in the plane the whole day or totally wasted from the jet lag. So I'll need to rest before I can really train again. In general, I'll train 4 or 5 days a week. That's the most I can get at the moment. Production TV's back. What up? Matthew, I know, man. That strength power video. The thing is, I recently quit my gym subscription, so I'm not going to go into the gym anymore. And that's all because of priorities in training that I was talking about with my trainer. So I might have to do a rain check on that promise. I'm really sorry. But I'll get you a video where I explain what to do. I can't really show you in the gym, but I will be able to explain how to train on power in the gym and what the difference is between training on power and strength. Jasper wants to know what races I'll start next season. Not sure yet. There's this, like the first race of the season is called the STRAVA. It's an elite road race, and it's in the end of February or beginning March. It's probably pretty cold yet, still. I might be doing that race, but it depends on how fit I am. At the moment, I made a big step back in fitness, so I'll need to get my fitness back first before I start doing some races, because it's no use to go to a race and getting dropped hard. Maximum heart rate is probably around 203, 204, 205. You know, this whole live stream thing makes it a lot more fun, actually, riding on Zwift. Instead of just riding by myself, I've got so many people to talk to. It's pretty fun. "11 minutes into the ride, it's going pretty easy. 200 watts on the warm-up. I'm in ERG mode, so I'm just cruising, keeping my cadence up. You guys know it's all about the cadence. And about bananas. I'll leave the banana for later, but sometimes I see people standing up in Zwift, but my figure never stands up. How does it work? Do you know? When I stand up, it doesn't react, so I don't know how it works. It's below cadence, okay. What if you do a standing sprint? That's on high cadence. Oh yeah, here it goes. Highway 38, isn't that the way to Big Bear, Matthew? Because I've been to Big Bear, Los Angeles. Yeah, I have a good story about Big Bear. Maybe you guys have seen my the video. It was before I started the vlog, but I have a video on my channel, mountain biking in Big Bear. If you want to see it, check it out. And I crashed, and I had a gap in my leg this big. If you don't believe it, go to the video. But the day before that, I was on the road bike, and I took a ride from Big Bear to Lake Arrowhead and back. It was going to be about 120 kilometers, and I left very early in the morning, like 5:30 or 6 o'clock. It was still dark, because I have this major jet lag every time I go to LA. I wake up super early. So me riding to Lake Arrowhead, arriving there somewhere, I don't know, 8 o'clock in the morning, just having some coffee and a muffin and chilling out next to the lake. Very beautiful place. And then I take my way back towards Big Bear, and literally 10 kilometers from Big Bear, the road is blocked by a police officer, and he's like, yeah, you're not gonna get through because they're working on the rock blasting. So this road goes next to a pretty steep cliff, and all these rocks on the cliff, they tend to fall down. So once a year they have like 6 weeks of rock blasting during the daytime, from 8 o'clock in the morning till 5 o'clock in the afternoon. I didn't know. He told me there were signs everywhere, but first time I'm there, it was dark. I didn't watch any road signs, so he was not going to let me through. And I already did, I don't know, like 120 kilometers. And then I tell him, well, I just got from Big Bear. I need to go back. How do I get there? And he's like, well, you could go down here, go around, and then come up the 38, which is the road that Matthew just named. Take the 38 highway, and then you get up to Big Bear from the other side. I'm like, okay. How long would that be on my bike? He's like, probably around 100, 110 miles. What? Another 100 miles? That's 160 kilometers. So I say to him, like, dude, I just did 120 kilometers. I'm out of food, out of water, and out of energy. I can't do another 100 miles. That's crazy. He's like, yeah, I get your point. Let me make a few calls. So he starts calling his colleagues, and he's like, well, there's a guy up the road, and you can go on the bike to him, and he'll take you through the roadblock, and then they might let you through in the car. Okay, so he said, well, actually I'm going to give you a escort. So he went in the cop car, drove, I don't know, 5 kilometers up the road to the next officer. And I was behind the cop car, nobody on the street because the road was closed. And I get to the next cop, and he says, well, I'm okay to have a break, so I'll take you the rest of the way. So we dismount my bicycle, put it in the cop car. I get in the back of the cop car, handcuffs on my back. No, I'm joking. I get in the back of the cop car. First time I'm in the cop car anyway, and he drives to the roadblock. I have pictures, but I can't show you. They're on my phone. And we're at the roadblock, and there's people doing like rock blasting, and all these workers are hanging on ropes next to the cliff, taking down these rocks and everything. And we sat there for almost an hour, just waiting till there was a moment to go past, because the whole road was covered with big rocks, this big. So you couldn't take the car and just drive past. So we just sat there for a long time. And after, I don't know, 15 minutes, you ran out of conversation. So I just sat there and waited and waited and waited until they took like this bulldozer, cleaned the road, and the cop drove through. I got out of the car, and then I could make it to Big Bear on the bike, which was just another 5 or 10 kilometers. So it took me all day, and I was really happy to get back home. And then the next day, I went riding on the mountain bike, and I crashed my knee. And that's the video you guys saw, with this big gaping hole in my leg. Still have a pretty bad scar. Anyway, 20 minutes into the ride. What's up, guys? Cycling fanatics. If you just joined the live stream, or if you're watching back the replay, thanks for tuning in. I was supposed to go ride outside today, but the weather is pretty bad. It's very windy, and it's wet, raining, all that stuff. So I decided to jump on Zwift on short notice. So I'm sorry I didn't give you guys a heads up, but it's a 3-hour and 15-minute training today. Pretty long, and I'm still in my warm-up, 220 watts, and then I'll be doing some sweet spot blocks, 5 minutes with 10-minute rest, another part of endurance, slow endurance, and then another block of sweet spot. Total training will be more than 3 hours. In the meantime, go check out my video on Hong Kong. I just posted a video of Lantau Island, me riding with the Rafa Cycling Club. Very cool ride up to the Big Buddha. I just got back from Hong Kong, and I'm flying back there again tomorrow. Just trying to get some training in while I'm back home. trying to sleep as well because the jet lag is pretty hard. No, the police guy was telling the truth. He was serious. It was a really, really long way to get around back to Big Bear. I checked it on Google Maps. Anyway, I was happy to go past. Malik has a question about if there's a benefit for low gear long distance ride. Uh, I don't think you need to do a low gear for a very long distance. If you do low gear exercise, try to do it in 1 or 2 minute blocks uphill with a high resistance, just to get some strength training, and then have a break with the easy gear and no resistance. Riding in the low cadence for a very long time, I don't know if that's really a good thing. Yo, Mike, back on Zwift. Oh, maybe you can join me. Do I have races coming up? Not really. It's off season, so no races in the winter. It's not going to start until, well, the races in LA will start in February. So I might be doing some crits in LA, and then some of the races back in Holland will start again as well. Yeah, the cross country thing is something that's everybody's asking me about. I don't like the way it's done here in the Netherlands. It's all in a grass field, riding in the dirt, like in the mud, because it's always wet. It's always cold. I don't like that. So I'm not really planning to do any cyclocross. I don't have a bike either, but I have never done it, so maybe I should try. I don't know. I'd like to give it a shot one day. Yeah, I would like to ride Mathieu van der Poel, see what's up. But he's a cross-country specialist, so probably pretty fast. Triathlon? No way. When I swim, I sink, and when I run, I hurt my knees. No triathlon for me. Yeah, I know, man. Australia is a nice place. I lived in Australia for a year in Wollongong, close to Sydney. Had a great time. All right, starting my first SST interval, 5 minutes. Oh, Austria. So, sorry. Marco said Austria. What did you say about Austria again? Yeah. Oh yeah, very nice place to ride, but at the moment it's pretty cold, I think. Malik, when is the next Rafa race? I don't know. Maybe the next Nocturne? Depends if I get invited or not. No, the red hook crits are fixed gear. I don't race fixed gear. Woohoo! 10 minutes rest. Questions. Go on, how? Would you consider doing a race in a humid country like Hong Kong? Or does that need more preparation? Well, I did a race in Curacao. Go to my videos and look at the race I did in Curacao. It was it started at 7 o'clock in the morning with 30 degrees Celsius. Very hot, very humid. I did the race. It's hard. It's really hard, but it's possible. So if you want to check it out, go see that video. I would consider doing a race in Hong Kong. Sounds very cool. I'm trying to get to the Hong Kong Cyclotron next year. I forgot about it this year, so I wasn't there, but I have put it in my agenda for next year. Would you rather do a 30-minute crit or a 9 gazillion mile road race? No, I think the crits are more fun. Because criteriums always have, well, at least the one in the Netherlands, they always have sharp turns, sprints. You need to overtake people the whole time. You know, it's more adrenaline. Whereas the road races are probably more straight and just takes a long time. But I don't have that much experience with road races, so I'll find out this year. I'm going to be doing some more long races. Oorschot equipment wants to know if I'm riding in ergometer mode. Yes, I am. I'm riding ergometer mode. So I'm just pedaling and the machine will adjust the resistance. When I increase cadence like this, resistance goes down, takes a while, and then the power is back at 180. When I lower my cadence, resistance goes up, it needs to adjust. Yeah, it's back at 180 again. David Karen, very good question and very sharp on detail. I'll explain. I have explained the difference in the last video as well. My FTP setting in Zwift is different than the results I got in my test. The reason for that is that all power meters are different. And I was on this bike on the Cyclist 2. The Cyclist 2 is a testing rig that I used to do my test on. And my power meter gave 20 watts lower on every step. So that means if I try to push the power that came out of the test, I would be training too high, too hard. So we had to adjust my FTP with 20 watts down. So that's why the setting in Zwift is 300, while my FTP was tested at 320. And this, of course, this has effect on all the zones. So David, I hope it makes sense, and that's an answer to your question. So whenever you do a FTP test, a power test, a lactate test, or whatever kind of testing, and you will start training with these values, make sure it makes sense. It's no use training on one power meter and having tested on another, and they both give a different value. It's what happened to me this year. I did a test in April, and I have looked back to the actual power output of my Pioneer power meter and the Cyclist testing device. Believe it or not, the difference was 0 at 120 watts and 50 watts at 540 watts. So the difference of power was 50 watts when I ride above my threshold. That means if I want to do a VO2 max interval training with my power meter, and I take the values that were tested, and I start pushing 400 watts on my display, it would actually be 440 or 450 watts. So I would be training way too hard. And this might be one of the reasons that I got a bit overtrained this year. Because my power was different than I saw on my own display. So always test on the same power meter that you train on, or have something to compare so you know how to adjust. And then the indoor trainer I'm using and my power meters are about the same up until 300 watts. So that's why I adjusted the FTP in Zwift. Matthew says something about the Redlands Classic. Where is that race? Is it somewhere close to Los Angeles? By the way, everybody that's watching, please give me a thumbs up on YouTube. Just hit that like button right there. you're sitting in front of the computer anyway, so yeah, there's a couple. Thank you. Everybody, click on the like button. Here we go. Thanks. It actually does make a difference in YouTube. Yeah, that's it. Redland is an hour from Los Angeles. Okay. When is the race? Yeah, David, that's exactly the same. And the harder you push, the more power output you give, it tends to change even more. So it might be the same at 150 watts, but when you push 400, it really starts to divert from your own power meter. Hey, look at this guy behind me. He's not pedaling. He's got one foot on the ground. It's a Dutchie. He's just cruising down. How is this possible? So David, you need to make sure that you adjust your power zones to the zone that you were training on the most. The most important zone would be FTP threshold intervals. So try to get this power exactly how you want it. Okay, back into another 5-minute sweet spot. I have a fan behind me over here on the left. Corneliu wants to know. Yes, I use a fan. If you don't use a fan, you die. Another difficult question from Kuan Hao. I'll get to it later when my interval's done. Vertical bird, you need to train hard, man. Hey, I'm going to the ruins. Not everybody can go up to the ruins in Zwift. Only when you are, I don't know, level 10 or up. Okay, back to my rest. Start at the top. If you could choose a role in the Tour de France team, what position would you choose? One role in the riding team and one non-riding. Well, my role in the riding team would obviously be the sprinter. I can take up to the sprint. I can go up to the sprinters like Cavendish, Kittel. What's the other guy? Geipel. Not saying I'm winning, but I would like to sprint against those guys. But you know, the difference is I haven't done any very long races and then pulled out a sprint, so I need to find out how good I am sprinting after a 5-hour race. And then what kind of role to have on the not riding Tour de France team? I would like to be a trainer. I've done a education to become cycling trainer, and I've been training BMX riders as long as I can remember, from when I was like 16. So I've got a couple riders I'm still personally training. So being a trainer is pretty fun. So either a rider or a trainer. Phil just finished a 3-hour training in Zwift. Pretty good, mate. I'm working on it myself. Seems like a long time. Oh, sprint faster. Yeah. Matthew, is it true that the Netherlands have a government, I think, funded doping program for amateur riders? I'm not sure which one you're referring to. If you refer to the Mont Ventoux test on, was it on EPO? Let me know if that's the one you mean. Did you know the Monty Zoncolan? A sweet workout up here. Marco, what do you mean? I'm not sure what you mean. The Monty Zoncolan. By the way, I'm riding through these ruins. Hey, a big group passing. Overtaking this guy. It's a Dutch guy. It's J. Wachter. Maybe he wants to hang on my wheel. He's riding a time trial bike, so he's pretty aero. And riding on these dirt roads here in the ruins, in the jungle. I think this might be the first time I'm here. I don't know if George of the Jungle is still here, or if we're going to see any monkeys, but looks pretty cool, this jungle world. Hello, Mathieu from Ireland. Nice that you joined in. Vertical Bird is 17 years old, and you have an FTP of 3.5 watt a kilo. Is it possible to improve faster? Depends how you train, man. The more precise you train, the more dedicated you are in your training, food, your life, rest, everything has an impact on your progression. So there's probably always a way to improve faster than you're doing now. Just finding a way to combine it with normal life is is a big challenge. For me it is. And you're 17, so you still have a long time to go. Fendi, Pradipta, what's up, man? You're back. Good to see you. Yeah, production TV. I'm thinking about streaming Friday night. It will be at 8:30. This will be a ride, an official group ride with 3HOURS. That's a Dutch website. And I do a social group ride so everybody can join. And it's on Friday night, 8:30. Amsterdam time, so that means that people in USA can join during the afternoon, and probably people in Asia need to be on the bike in the middle of the night. Malek is gonna join me on Zwift. Vertical Bird wants to know where you get the workout file. Well, my workout file comes from Today's Plan. It's the platform that my trainer from Verkuijl, a Dutch company, they provide me training on Today's Plan. It's connected to Zwift, and I can just upload it or open it in Zwift. But you can always create your own training in Zwift And you can also, I think you can find a lot of different training files online that you can all import into Zwift. So just try to find these files, import it, or create them yourself. Okay, Malik, too bad. What if you join me for just 10 minutes? Pushing hard. I'm gonna bump up my fan to get ready for my next interval. Restarting the trainer. Boom. Production TV, you live in Seattle? Is that Seattle? So 7 hours. It's gonna, wow. That's gonna be 1:30 in the night, mate. Well, I do it all the time with my jet lag, but for you it might be a bit weird. Oh, Southeast Asia. Okay. Sorry. Here we go. 5 minutes sweet spot. OMAA. Middle Asia, and I don't know what OMAA is. Dudes. This is like a general knowledge question board. I am from the Central Europe. Guys, if you're watching, just check out my my video of Hong Kong that I uploaded this morning. It's me riding last Sunday with the Roughest Hiking Club, and it was a pretty cool ride up to the Big Buddha in Lantau Island. Yeah, I don't know all the ICAO codes of the whole world, sorry. I know just the few that I'm flying on. No, my FTP is 320, 320, but it's adjusted to 300 in Zwift. it on. Am I cruel in this video? Why? I'm just doing my training. Oh, Sinan. Yeah, you need to be a little bit more specific. I was cruel in the video. All guys behind me, yeah, I know. One guy was pretty light dude, so he was staying in front of me, and the rest got dropped a little bit in that crazy steep climb up the beast. 15-minute climb up to 14% average. I was pushing an average of 380 watts on that climb just to keep my cadence up above 60. So it was very steep, and was a couple guys with very light gear, so they can go a little bit slower. But for me, when I start going slower, the cadence drops too low, and it's not really good. Sinan, I'm using my 53 crank only in the Netherlands, but on the rental bike I have, I think it's a medium compact, so 3652. Hey, Frankie Visser. Hey guys, it's Frank the Tank. You guys know him from my videos. He gave me a lead out twice during a race. He's in the chat. He has a really, really weird name, but he just said hi. What up? Just another 7 minutes of easy on 180 watts. I'm in ERG mode. For everybody that just tuned in, guys, I'm 1 hour in my training. I've got another 2 hours to go. Really? Yes, really. Pretty long training today. I was supposed to do it outside, And then I woke up this morning, I opened the window, I saw it was raining, and the raindrops weren't going like this, but were flying past the window like this. That means it's pretty windy. So I decided to stay inside, set up my live setup really quick, and jump on the indoor trainer. So that's why it was a bit short notice, only 15 minutes, but still we've got a couple guys live watching, and well, you know, the good thing about these sessions is that when you're watching, it's not super busy, and I actually have a time to answer your question. Guys, I'm still trying to get some funds for a microphone. I really want to have a proper mic to talk to when I'm doing these live streams. So if you can help me, send me a super chat with a little donation, and I'll make sure it will all go into making this channel better, increasing my production quality, and giving you guys a better experience. Merrick says, hi Jasper. What's up, dude? And for everybody who wants to know if I'm gonna do, oh yeah, Production TV noted me on the PayPal thing. You are actually very right, because we found out, or actually it was Guido, found out that the super chats tend to send some money to YouTube, and you know, we want to have some funds for my channel. So if you can send me some stuff on PayPal, I have a link in the description, and every little bit is very welcome and very helpful. I will make sure I put it into some decent audio quality for the live streams, and also I'm trying to buy a better camera for my vlogs. So think about it. If you like my channel, if you want me to stay on this YouTube platform, help me out. That's enough for the scream for support. Going back to riding my bike. Get a microphone from Hong Kong. Yeah, I'm going there next week, so I'll try to find a microphone there. Might be a good idea. Marco gave me some more information about the Monte Zoncolan, a mountain in North Italy, 13 to 15% average, very steep, with parts of 20 to 25%. Sounds like a hard climb. I'm not going to Italy in the near future, but me and my friends, you guys know my homies from the Mont Ventoux story, the very first thing that my channel started with last year. We have a plan to go to the Stelvio in Italy. So yeah, that's pretty hard climb as well. It's an iconic climb. Everybody knows it. We are going left. And I think Bushy Witch, Merrick, that's the guy that's on my tail, or no, he's in front of me. And he's also in the chat, right here. So Merrick is riding with me. in the yellow shirt right here. What's up, Merrick? Nice that you're here. That's right. So, Merrick, are you in free riding mode or in ERG mode? What are you in? Probably free ride mode. Okay, so Merrick, he's right behind me. I keep pointing the wrong direction. Sorry. He's right behind me, right here. And Merrick, let me know if you feel any difference from riding behind me or in front of me. Click on join Jasper. Oh, that's easy. Yeah, all these extra functions in Zwift I haven't really found out yet. So I'm a bit of a Zwift noob. I know how to get my training done, and that's it. It took me a while till I figured out all this live streaming stuff as well. My avatar is not really moving his legs. Oh, now it is. Dude, we're going left. Yep. Oh, back into my interval. All right, need to go a little faster. Finished my second water bottle. Number 3. I'm not sure what microphone I'm getting. I think about the studio USB microphone. I think Samsung has some good microphones, which are relatively affordable. Yo guys, my brother just tuned in the live stream. He has the last comment right here. He has his own channel about racing cars. He's racing a BMW, and he's one of the fastest guys racing on the track in the Netherlands. So if you want to see some sick footage of fast car racing, just go check out his channel while you're watching my live stream. His name is Thomas. Obviously his last name is the same as mine. Check it out. All right, 10 minutes of rest. 180 watts Merrick, not too fast. XYZ has a question about my FTP, and it seems like I'm stronger than 300. Well, I must say today, if you look at my heart rate versus my power, it feels very good. I'm not talking too much, which makes a big difference, and it seems like my heart rate is a lot lower than in previous training rides. I'm a bit more rested maybe than yesterday, and my FTP used to be a lot higher, so I might just be getting back to my normal level. As you might have seen in my video of April, yeah, yesterday was high production TV because I was doing 40 minutes of sweet spot, just above and below my aerobic zone. So 40 minutes on a relatively high power without any rest will make your heart rate rise and rise and rise. But today I had another night of sleep, extra day after my travel, extra day to recover from my jet lag, and as you can see, it makes a hell of a difference. So my video of April this year, I tested an FTP of 375, and I still feel that that's my normal level. After training and racing the whole year, I got overreached pretty far, and my form just dropped all the way to the floor, and I wasn't able to push at all. So as I'm starting to get back into training and I'm starting to feel better, I'm starting to recover a little bit better, I also think my FTP is coming back to where it normally was. So we might be adjusting my FTP setting sometime soon. I have to talk to Jim and see what he thinks. But hello. What's up there? Oh, dat is niet belangrijk. Lekker slapen? Ja, goed. Wil je het voor je zeggen? Wil je die heel een beetje draaien? Ja. Ja. Vertical bird wants to know if I do a pre-flight spin. Sometimes I do, depends on the flight, because flying, for example, to Los Angeles. Whoa, I'm going into the lava cave. Woo! Flying to Los Angeles will be very early in the morning, so I don't have time to get on the bike and ride. But flying back from LA, I wake up early and I do a training in the morning, then get on the plane, fly back to Amsterdam. So yeah, sometimes I train before the flight. But you know, it's not always very useful, because training hard and then sitting still on a plane for 12 hours, not getting any sleep, not getting the best food for recovery and everything are not the perfect conditions. So when I can, I would ride, but not always. Marek is riding in the night in Zwift. I'm obviously riding during the day. What time zone are you in, Marek? I'm taking a left. Holy macaroni. 3 hours on a trainer. Yeah, man. Dedication doesn't know any difference between riding on a trainer or riding outside. Well, it does, but Paul Mosley's back. Hey Paul, you can always scroll back to the beginning of the video and watch it from the start, whatever you want. Everybody has the option to scroll back and watch the whole video. Production TV, have a good meal, enjoy your dinner, and I'll see you maybe next week on Friday evening. Yeah, I know it is a bit harder to stay on a trainer when it comes to your ass than riding outside, because when you're outside, there's more moments where you sort of hold your leg still or change position. So it does make your ass a bit sore. Wicked balls. Does watching you train count as a workout? Of course, man. Just visualize you doing the same as me, and you'll get stronger sitting on the couch. That actually really works. Did you know? There's been research about like people having big injuries. For example, somebody does a lot of strength training and having an injury on the knee or something. And they would visualize going to the gym and doing very, very heavy squats. Just sitting on the couch back home, closing your eyes, using your fantasy. And somehow your brain registers a part of the same stimulation just by you visualizing your training. And it actually turned out that these athletes had a better recovery and came out stronger than people that just sit on the couch, do nothing all day, and wait until they could train again. So watching me train and visualizing the same actually makes you stronger, man. Hey, I have unlocked some new wheels. What up? 202 Firecrest. Andrew, I'm using Bluetooth, which is a bit weird. I don't like it yet because Zwift needs to be connected through the phone. I cannot connect my computer Bluetooth to my indoor trainer. So my phone is somewhere in the hallway over there, so it can still catch up the Wi-Fi network of my house. And then it has Bluetooth connection with my trainer, which sends the data through the phone to Zwift. But my computer needs to be on the same wireless network to make this work. So I cannot plug in my computer with a cable internet connection, which I normally do, because it doesn't work that way. So I would really like to get this N Plus receiver so I can have my computer connected to the internet on a cable and have a better data stream uploading, which will increase the quality of the video. So I haven't used any N Plus, but I think I want to try it, but I don't have the receiver yet. Velo Athletic. Hey Jasper, are you up for a lap on the IJsselmeer on December 27th? It's a nice Rafa 500 ride. Well, I think I need to work on that day. My schedule has been, they always make the schedule for Christmas and New Year's a little bit more in advance, and because I have a couple days off during Christmas, I need to start working on the 26th of December. So I'm probably not in the country to join that big ride on the 27th. So I'm sorry, I cannot join it. But if I have a different schedule, I would like to join you. Just send me a message on Facebook, so I know how to reach you for the details. Question from Michelle about flying. Do I have the same crew and the same plane every time? No, it's always different. So it is the same type of aircraft. So I always fly on a Boeing 747, but they all have a different registration. So there's 15 planes, and like one flight I'm on the first one, and the other flight I'm on the next one. But it's always the same type of airplane, and the crew will always be different. So now that I've been working for 2.5 years, I tend to see more and more similar faces, but the whole crew is never the same. Ciclismo Brazil. Regards back to Brazil. What up? Nice you tuned in. Always drink a lot on these indoor training. Okay, I have done one lap on the whole island of Watopia. So from now on, if you guys want me to turn left or right, just let me know and I can change direction. And I hope that Marek is going to be there to join me in time. Yesterday he got dropped because I changed direction at the last minute, and he was going the other way. So he had to push very hard to catch up with me. So I'll try to avoid that today. Lewis, I do not fly to New York because it's a shorter flight. It's done by 2 pilots. So there's no second officer like me on that flight. So have not been to New York and not going there for work in the near future. Singapore is a different plane, I think a 777 or a Dreamliner, and the same for Kuala Lumpur. Livius wants to know what the difference is of a second officer and a pilot. Well, it's apples and oranges. We are all pilots, but the difference is the rank. So I have a pilot license the same as the other pilots, although when you get so many hours on a heavy plane, you can progress to a higher type of license, and you need that to become a captain on a plane. Difference between a captain and a first officer, they're both pilots, but the captain has the end responsibility of the whole operation. So if the shit hits the fan, so to speak, the captain will make the final decision. He's got the most experience, and he's the guy that needs to give the final word on when stuff happens. Now, on these longer flights that I'm doing in my company, we have a first officer, which is the co-pilot, and a second officer, which is me. Like I said, everybody's a pilot, everybody has a pilot license, but I'm just a lower rank. So I go on the plane so that everybody can have a rest during the flight. So we rotate during the flight. One guy can go have a walk, sit in the back in the chair, or just sleep. And then always two guys are in the front controlling the plane. And I'm always the third guy in rank. So that's the reason why I'm not on shorter flights to London, or sorry, to New York, but I'm always on the longer flights. And it's just a matter of time until I transfer to being a first officer, and that's probably going to be on a smaller plane. So I'll transfer to European flights in a higher rank on a smaller plane. That's the way it works. Geluk wants to know if I do stretching a lot. Not really. I just tend to forget it all the time and never really do it. Sometimes I think, oh yeah, I need to stretch, but I just forget it. Liam White wants to know if the new pricing for Zwift makes any good value, or if I consider switching. Depends what you get out of it, because Trainer Road and Superfast don't have like this virtual world you can ride in. So if that's what you're looking for, Zwift is the only option. If you just use it for training, I would stick to any free program and just watch a movie. You don't need Zwift, but I must say for me it's very easy to import my training program and all that stuff. So I still like using Zwift. But on the new pricing, I can't really. It's hard for me to say. It depends on your budget, and I don't know what the reason is they increased the price. Well, they want to make more money, but maybe there's too many riders online at the same time, so they increased the price to reduce the amount of people. It's probably easier for them to for all the data streams and everything. But sure. Where is Mr. Dodson? I don't know. Hey Merrick, you're riding next to me the whole time. What do you say we have a little pee break? Because I need to pee pretty bad, and if I stop pedaling, then you're gonna be riding off. So let me know if you if you want to go for a pee, and be back in 30 seconds. All right, I'm gonna stop for a little minute. Yo, I'm back. Merrick, are you here? Yeah, all right, here we go. Thanks for waiting, guys. Thanks a lot. I still need to go for an hour and 50 minutes, so pros do it on the saddle. Yeah, but they're outside. My longest ride on the home trainer was on a spinning bike in the gym. It was about 4.5 hours, only pushing low endurance heart rate zone. Very crazy. Lewis, I think, well, it must be a Wahoo because my Garmin is a piece of crap. I'm using the 820 and I keep having problems with it. It's already been sent back to the shop. I had a new one. First time I use it, it stalls. So I really don't like my Garmin 820. I'm trying to get something else really soon. The touchscreen is really bad. Processor is very slow. Just navigation is bad. I really don't like it. So. Liam, you have a wrist fracture. Oh, that's not good, man. Well, fortunately, you can just stay riding on the indoor trainer and still do your training. Yeah, Lewis, he should try and use the Wahoo Bolt. Well, maybe Wahoo can send me one and I can try it out. I can't just keep buying stuff and try them out. And I end up with a pile of Garmin and other cycling computers. But like Velo said, it's a long way, a long time to stay on the indoor trainer for 6 hours. That's crazy, man. All right, guys, everybody that just tuned in to this live stream, cycling fanatics. Nice you guys tuned in. I've been riding for 1 hour 45 minutes. I was supposed to go outside today, but the weather is terrible. It's very windy, and I didn't want to clean my bike again. So I decided on short notice to jump on the indoor trainer. And so I'm sorry I didn't give you guys a heads up. But anyway, there's still about 50 people watching at the moment, so that's pretty cool. And next indoor session, I'll give you a longer notification to join me. It's going to be next week on Friday night, Amsterdam time. So I'm doing a 3-hour session on the indoor trainer with sweet spot intervals. Right now I had my first block of 5 minutes sweet spot, 10-minute rest, and after those 12 minutes you see here at the top counting down, I'm going to go to 8-minute sweet spot, 4-minute rest. It's going to take me about 45 minutes, and then it's a cool down, and the training is done. It sounds easy, but it's still a long way. Everybody that just tuned in, give me a like right here on YouTube. Bump up this live stream for other people to see it. I see that sometimes the streaming quality drops down a bit. And it has everything to do with the connection requirements on Zwift via Bluetooth. I cannot use my cable internet because my computer needs to be on a wireless network together with my phone. Until I have an N+ receiver, this is the setup I need to use. Veo Athletic wants to know if I take the meals from the galley ovens that are provided on the plane. I do. We always get the food from the business class. And the BE Aerospace company, I have heard of it, yep. I think it's a big company. Rico, cycling fanatic from Brazil. What up? Nice you tuned in, mate. I've got about 10 minutes, easy. Now I'll go back to that sweet spot. No, I have not heard of Rockwell. Yes, this is the Wahoo ticker because it's on Bluetooth. N+ doesn't work with connection on the phone or on the computer, so I need to work on Bluetooth connections. That's why I bought the ticker, to have my heart rate displayed in Zwift. Banana power. Lex says, did you know that you're pretty famous in India? Am I? I didn't know that, mate. How is the cycling community in India? Is there a lot of cycling? Let me know. And banana. Velo Athletic wants to know how many bananas I eat in a week. Well, guys, you know, the only way to go is 30 bananas a day, so 30 times 7 is 210 bananas. Easy. Malik wants to know if I have ridden with a waist bag. Well, no, I sort of sometimes I stuff the bars and everything in my bib um, leg right here. You can see it on my video where I explain cycling food 101. Check it out on my channel. It's very easy to stuff your bib shorts with cycling food because you don't have to reach behind your pocket all the time. And it's also a lot. There's a big difference in cycling jerseys. Some of the jerseys have very high pockets, almost impossible to reach. So buy the right jersey and only put the stuff in your jersey that you don't need for a long time. And if I have a plastic rubbish paper from my bars, I always stuff it in my bib shorts. Guys, the banana thing was a joke. I'm not eating 30 bananas a day. You probably know the guy that sprays that around on YouTube, but it was a joke. Third bottle of water, empty. 2 minutes to go, and I'm going in my sweet spot intervals, 8 minute and 4 minutes rest. Alex, do I use a sweat cover for your bike? Yeah. At the moment I'm using a towel. And I also have a plastic cover on top of my handlebar, because all the sweat will go in your bar tape and it's going to be oxidating everything underneath. So I'll try to reduce the sort of the damage it can do on the bike. I'm riding for the elite team of the Volharding, the club I was racing this year. That's for Martin. Maury Brown wants to know if I ever done a sweat test. I have not. I'm not sure what it is. "40 seconds, and I'm back into that sweet spot. I sweat a lot. Failed? What? Why did I fail my recovery? What is this? Guido, what is a DEXA scan? Fat percentage? Does it work with waterbot? Oh, what's happening? Connection is lost. What's going on? Shit. I'm not sure what's going on. Shit. Fuck. Come on. No signal. Okay dan. Yes, I'm back. Back on the training. Woo! I hope the live stream is still up. Is it? Is everybody still here? I don't know. Alright, I just had some connection issues with the wireless. Sorry. I think I'm back up. Back up on the stream. Need to push a little harder to reactivate the ERG mode. Okay. Whew. Right now it starts to feel a lot more heavy than the beginning of the training. So I still need to improve a lot on this longer endurance and being able to sustain these efforts for a longer time, like in a long race. Alright, power goes down. 180. 4 minutes rest. Now the heart rate monitor is from Wahoo. It's Bluetooth. Garmin uses N+. This is the Garmin device. It doesn't work with the connection to your phone, so I need to use this one. Eating some vlugge Jaapie, which means snelle Jaapie. Okay, Ruben, thanks for riding with me. Hope to see you next time. See ya! Spin slower. Look at Mara go. 7, 8 watts a kilo. Boom. Yeah, I'll get your answer in 5 minutes. I'm just trying to focus on the interval now and not get my heart rate too high. One minute, 30 seconds. Then I have a rest again. 30 seconds. Okay, more a couple questions. First one was about riding 300 kilometers within 8 hours with an average speed of 38 kilometers an hour. I don't know if you're going to do this solo, on a normal bike, or on a time trial bike, but I think it must be a time trial bike on a flat terrain, or with a team. Yeah, that's different. You need to get a aerobic threshold as high as you can. Not anaerobic threshold, but aerobic threshold. So that means you need to do a lot of training like I am doing right now. So sweet spot, just above, just below your aerobic threshold. Because that's the zone that you can ride in for very long. Because it's a long ride, you want to stay just below in your lower zones, and you need to focus on raising your power in these zones as much as you can. FTP is not important, your aerobic capacity is. Martin J, I've never reached 100 kilometers an hour in Zwift. I ride 25 millimeter tires, and I still need to go for an hour. 5 seconds to go. Seems like we're gonna smoke this group. Marek and me. Here we go. Boom. Upping the power. Flying through these guys left and right. Move. Get out my way. Woohoo. See ya. Andrew, I don't know. Maybe I'll do the Ronde van Vlaanderen. Cobblestones is pretty hard. I didn't really set out a racing schedule yet for the coming year. So I don't know. Spin slower. Do as you're told. Yes. So yes, sir. Spin faster. Slower, faster. Damn it. Third interval of 4 after 2.5 hours. I'm trying to get fed up with this training.